there, welcome to Professor Purl, a YouTube channel about knitting. I'm Nicole, and today I'm talking about the Rose City Yarn Crawl. The Rose City Yarn Crawl is a multi-day event, so it usually goes Thursday through Sunday. And it's located in Portland, Oregon, or like the greater kind of Portland, Oregon area. And this year there was 10 stores in the Rose City Yarn Crawl. And even though it was multiple days and 10 stores, my journey on the Rose City Yarn Crawl was one day. I went for one day, Friday, and I went to 5 stores. I have quite a few vlogs about the Rose City Yarn Crawl. I tend to do a vlog of the Rose City Yarn Crawl and then a haul video separate. But this year I had way too much fun. I had friends, I had fiber friends, I had fun, and I got the camera out a couple times, but not as much as I usually do, so that's a good thing. So what I'm going to do is talk about my social aspect chronologically, and while I do that, show you the things I got on the Rose City Yarn Crawl. And then at the end, I'll have some vlog footage. Not a lot, because like I said, I was having fun. Okay, my friend Sarah came to pick me up on the Rose City Yarn Crawl, and I think that's the only thing I said into the camera all day. And so the first stop was Knotty Lamb, which is in Forest Grove, Oregon. I've gone to Knotty Lamb quite a few times as my very first stop on the Rose City Yarn Crawl. And I even have an interview with the owner of Knotty Lamb here on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out. Okay, so we go to Knotty Lamb. We were running a little bit late because the plan was to meet up for breakfast. There's a really lovely bakery in Forest Grove called Slow Rise, and last year I think I got like a buckwheat cookie. It was so good. So I was hoping to do that, but we were running a little late. So my friend Jasmine and my friend Katie, they ate at the bakery, and then we were late, Sarah and I, and then we got in line to get into Knotty Lamb, and we were some of the first people in line, and the very first stop I went to was a trunk show. So Knotty Lamb has the best trunk shows. It's actually kind of insane. I wanted to go to every single trunk show every single day. I honestly could have done the Rose City Yarn Crawl as just Knotty Lamb this year, where I went Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I mean, one of the days Explore Knits was there, and I sadly wasn't able to go. Murray Wool Goods was there. I had this beautiful rainbow tweed, couldn't go, but it was serendipitous because I got this yarn. So I'm just not a green, I don't consider myself a green lover. I don't have lots of green yarn. And I made a joke on my last podcast that I should make a green sweater. And then I saw this green. It's like green, but so dark it almost looks black, but it's not black. It's very clearly a dark green, but it's just such a rich, deep color. I just grabbed it right away. And I was like, I'm just not a green person. So I put it back, and I went back and got it. And yeah, so this is City of Emeralds. It's 100% superwash merino, 3-ply yarn, 490 yards, and it's by Lavender Fiber Co. Okay, so then the dyer, Amanda, and I think her partner was there. So cute. She was adorable. They were dressed alike. They were very sweet, and they made my experience of picking up this yarn really joyful. She said that this was inspired by a cashmere sweater that she has, almost the same color. So I'm walking around thinking, what am I going to make with this? I went with the plan, as you should, on the Rose City Yarn Crawl or any yarn festival. You should have a plan of what you want to make. And my plan the whole day was I'm looking for mini mock neck yarn, so 2 skeins to make a mini mock neck, or 2 skeins to make a look at my holes. I'm going to be making those for a Flock Fiber Festival to match Melissa and my friend Jasmine, and all my friends are going to make this too. So that was my plan, like responsible, like to go buy the yarn for the next fiber festival for the outfit you're gonna wear. And so I was thinking, well, maybe this will be a mini mock neck. But in my head, I was like, not seeing this as a mini mock neck, but I knew I wanted this. And I was thinking of this more as like a short sleeve sweater. And then here's what happened. This was also on the table, which this is my color. When I think of me in colors, like it's like this pink, and this is a Barbie pink is what I thought. And I picked it up, and the colorway is indeed called Barbie. So City of Emeralds and Barbie, like, hey, makes me think of my two favorite movies, Barbie and Wicked. So yeah, this is gonna be a color work sweater. It could be another Alpine Bloom. It could be literally any two color work short sleeve sweater. And if I'm gonna knit a green sweater, a pink pop, I'm obsessed. And the owner, Amanda, she said it was hot. And so I thought that was pretty cool. Okay, so I was so excited about this. That's all I bought at Knotty Lamb. I felt so responsible. Okay, when you do the Rose City yarn crawl, I have my personal information here. When you do the Rose City yarn crawl, you get a passport and you get a stamp. And then in addition to a stamp, you get pins. Here's the Knotty Lamb pin. So when you go to the store, you can fill out, this year they had QR codes. They usually had iPads out, but this year QR codes everywhere, which is awesome. And you fill out your name and phone number and email to be entered for a raffle. You get a pin, you get a stamp. And the goal is, if you fill out this whole passport, that you'd be entered in a mega raffle. Very cool, right? Okay. So then if you make a purchase at any of the stores, there's two patterns. There's a crochet pattern and a knitting pattern, and you get those patterns. And they're usually really good patterns too. I mean, have I made any of them yet? No, but they're there. And Knotty Lamb actually always has kits for their patterns. Actually, everywhere does. They have kits. So they'll have their pattern highlighted, and then they sell kits to go with it. And my friend Sarah picked up a couple of those kits, I think both at Knotty Lamb and also at some of the other stores we went to. Okay. So after that, our next step was Green Tree Crochet. This was my first time ever going to that store. I don't think it's been on the Rose City Yarn Crawl before, and I hadn't heard of it. I actually thought it was new, so I was asking some of the people that were checking me out if it was a new store, and they said they were open for 2.5 years. It's also the first yarn store I've been to that's had the word crochet in it, so that was really fun. And my friend Sarah, who is driving me, she does both crochet and knitting, but she's definitely like a really good crocheter, so she was really excited and had a really fun time there. And I was having a lot of fun looking around, and then I got into the back. And there's my friend Laura, who is the dyer and the owner of Always Be Kind Yarns. So I knew I needed to pick something up. I love supporting her. So that's her logo, Always Be Kind Yarns. So I got this little kit, and then these needle stoppers that are like rainbow lattes. Okay, look. I was gonna buy, she has like 2 skeins left of her Taylor Swift colorway. I was gonna buy that. And I had it in my hand, and I was going in between the fingering and the DK because I thought the fingering looked really great with the Taylor Swift colorways. And I was thinking if I bought that, I'd want to knit Matilda a Musselburgh hat. But then I really wanted to knit her DK base because I have a lot of her yarn, and I was thinking, hey, this is DK. She's got DK self-striping. That would go quick and would be fun, and I wanted to try it. So I ended up pivoting because this kept drawing my eye. This was her February club. I love the colors. So for her clubs, she shows kind of the inspiration photo and then the striping sequence there. So this is DK, so it's 85% fine superwash merino, 15% nylon. I think the intent here would be for me to knit socks. Maybe for Matilda, like little slipper socks, or maybe for me, I don't know. I'm glad I have DK self-striping. This might be the only self-striping DK yarn I have in my collection, so that's really fun. Our next step was for Yarn's Sake, which is in Beaverton, which is just right outside of Portland, and it's a huge yarn store. I didn't buy anything. It was marvelous. So much selection there. They have a lot of like yarn for doing color work if you're looking for like kind of rustic wool. They have that. They have tons of Madelinetosh, tons of Spin Cycle, Spun Right Round. They have commercial yarn, Knitted Wit. The past 2 years in a row, they've had Jam PDX there with their beautiful ceramics. So, I mean, there's just a lot of options, but I just was walking around having fun. Okay. After, for yarn's sake, we went to the Beaverton food carts. We've done this 2 years in a row, and 2 years in a row, it's been sunny and nice. The fun thing about being at a food cart pod is there's like 20 food carts. You feel like sushi, you feel like literally anything, you can get it. And so we all picked out our own lunches, sat at a picnic table, and knit. And it was so fun. In the sunshine, eating good food, knitting, and then maybe my favorite thing of the entire crawl happened. Well, my favorite thing of the entire crawl was that moment, just like hanging out and knitting. But then my second favorite part of the entire yarn crawl was we all brought yarn from our collection to trade. So I brought 3 skeins that I really truly still love, but just like have had for over a year in my collection. I didn't know what I was going to make with it, and I didn't see myself knitting it in the next year either. So I brought those, and other people loved them and scooped them up, and so I traded. And I'm going to show the 2 yarns I traded for. So these were not purchases, these were trades. Like, you know the phrase girl math? Like, girl math, this was free yarn. Okay, I feel like I got such a deal. My friend Courtney, she grabbed one of my sparkles, and I got this. So I love the movie Hocus Pocus. So this is Hocus Pocus 2 collection, dyed by Hugh Loco. Fill sock weight, 75.25. I don't know what I'm making out of this. This would be a really cool Musselburgh hat. I also was thinking, I have a tank top pattern. I was thinking this might be cute to make Matilda a tank top in. This might be cute. Last year I knit a tank top for myself called the Summer Secret Crop by Jessie Mae Designs, and it took 1 skein, so I was thinking this might be nice for that as well. I just love this shirt. Okay, the second one might surprise you, and this is Desert Vista Dye Works self-striping in a brown. But here's what drew me, is the name is called Coffee All Day. So fun fact about me, I hardly drink water. I pretty much just drink coffee all day. So I thought that this would be really fun for my husband, Kyle. He does not drink coffee all day. He drinks coffee in the morning and water throughout the day. But he's also a knitter, and I could see him knitting this. And so I did trade for this. And I thought, hey, if I end up not knitting this for Kyle, if he ends up not knitting this, I could always bring it back next year to trade, because who doesn't want self-striping yarn called Coffee All Day? So that was just so fun. I would love to do this again, some kind of yarn trade. Okay. After the yarn trade and knitting and enjoying the sunshine, we went to Northwest Wools. This is pretty much the exact route we did last year. We went to Yarn's Sake, then got food cart, and then went to Northwest Wools. And last year I didn't buy anything at Northwest Wools, and I didn't buy anything again at Northwest Wools this year. Just like for Yarn's Sake, have so much yarn, and it was amazing. They had lots of Madelinetosh. They had a really good selection of Noro. I was a little tempted to buy a giant hank of Noro for my Look at My Holes. I ended up deciding to not do that, but yeah, and they had amazing trunk shows. 2 of the dyers there had really bright, vibrant palettes, which I love. One was Fiona K Knits. It was beautiful. Yeah, so it was fun to go there. I was most looking forward to getting coffee or tea. Last year, after we went to that yarn store, we went and got coffee and tea and sat outside and knit some more. And that's exactly what we did. So I got a chai latte, sat outside and knit. And I thought that was going to be the end of my Rosa yarn crawl on Friday. And that's how it ended last year as well. But the girls were talking about going to Starlight Knitting Society. And I still, at this point in the journey, did not have any yarn for what I had set out to get. I had set out to get yarn for the mini mock neck and for Look at My Holes. And all I had is this. I mean, this is great, but it's not mini mock neck. This was not mini mock neck. My yarn trade was not mini mock neck because I needed 2. So I was like in my mind, am I going to go home with not the goal? And I had a feeling, I just had this feeling that if I went to Starlight Society, the mini mock neck yarn would present itself. And I was right. Walked through the doors of Starlight Knitting Society, and there was 2 trunk shows. One was Woolfolk, and the other one was Sewella Yarn. And I've seen Sewella Yarn at Flock Fiber Festival and things, but I've never purchased it. But here's what happened. There was these stunning red skeins, and they were just like, oh, like singing to me. And I think they were singing to a lot of people, to be honest. I saw several people with like red yarn in their hand. Some of it was not Sewella, some of it was La Bien-Aimée, but I saw some people holding some red skeins. But as soon as I saw this, I knew like this is going to be a mini mock neck tank. This is it. So this is 100% superwash merino wool, 400 yards. So 800 yards should be plenty for me to do a mini mock neck tank. And I love it. I kind of envisioned doing like a pink mini mock neck for Flock, but I feel like, look, it was meant to be. I had my nails painted this color, and it's the exact nail color. And Elizabeth from Elizabeth is Knitting on Instagram was there, and she also wanted these 2 skeins too. And so I was trying to insert in it a mini mock neck. We'll see if she also does a mini mock neck like this for Flock. But so there could be 2 of us with red mini mock necks, or maybe just one of us with a red mini mock neck. But essentially, I think there's going to be a group of people knitting a mini mock neck for Flock. So if you're coming to Flock, maybe knit a mini mock neck to match us. So I'm knitting a mini mock neck in this color. My friend Melissa's doing kind of a rosy color. Jasmine's gonna knit one. It'll probably be yellow. I don't know if she's watching this. Hopefully she's laughing at that. Katie's gonna knit one. I'm convincing my friend Sarah to knit one. So you can be your friend and knit a mini mock neck. I have some styling visions for this, which include wearing this with overalls. I don't know if I'll regret that thought, but there's these overalls that are called Lucy and Yak, and I just, Yak and Lucy, I don't know. I'll put a picture of them here. I was thinking something like that with a mini mock neck tank underneath it would be really cute for a yarn festival. So that's the vision. We'll see if it happens. Okay, then I went home, but not quite. That day, it was Employee Appreciation Day at my university, so at a local coffee shop in town, you could stop and get a free coffee. So I had my second chai tea latte of the day, and that's how it ended. And honestly, I did half the yarn stores in one day. So I had Saturday and Sunday to try and complete all of them, and I did internally want to, but also I'm a mom, and I have a daughter, and she's in 1st grade, and she's a swimmer, and she has swim meet this entire weekend. And it was like, usually swim meets are in the morning, but it was like one of those swim meets that goes like all day on Saturday and Sunday. And so I was kind of like inside of a pool the entire day. And I really wanted to watch her swim. And so I thought, I have enough yarn, it's okay. And so at the end of my vlog, I will also include her race. That was really special. So I'll share like a swim story here for the yarn. Matilda loves to swim, and she was trying to go for a state time. So she's 7, and there's an 8 and under division. So she has a whole nother year to do her 8 and under division next year. But she swam her 100 IM really well and was super close to a state time. So in January, she swam her 100 IM. That stands for individual medley, which is like 4 strokes. She was going for a state time, and she did it faster than the state time, but she DQ'd, which means disqualified, because on her breaststroke, she did a 1-hand touch instead of a 2-hand touch. And so that was really disappointing. So she wanted to do it another time, but then she had a runny nose and was recovering from it, so didn't swim as fast as she normally does. So then her plan was to do it at the last chance swim meet before state. And we signed up for the last chance to meet, and they did not have the 100 IM event. So she didn't go to state for that event, which is totally fine. So state happened 2 weeks ago, and then this weekend was like kind of the end of season meet, like a championship meet. And she swam her 100 IM, and she got her state time. Now it's after state, so she's not going to state for it. Well, maybe she will next year, we'll see. But my goodness, it was such a redemptive, joyful experience that it was worth skipping the rest of the yarn crawl, to be honest. So I will have yarn crawl footage, and then if you're interested, Matilda's 100 I am. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know if you've been on a yarn crawl. Let me know if you've been to any of these stores I've mentioned, and let me know if you are going to knit a mini mock neck tank. Even if you can't go to Flock Fiber Festival, maybe you can do it from afar. Is that something you'd be interested in doing this summer? Let me know. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye! Hey there, I'm standing outside waiting for my friend Sarah to pick me up to go to the Rose City Yarn Crawl. So this is the Professor Purl podcast, a YouTube channel about knitting. I'm Nicole, and I'm about ready to go on the Rose City Yarn Crawl. That's a yarn event with 10 different yarn stores in the Portland area. There's a passport, so you get a stamp for when you go. There's raffles, there's free patterns, there's pins, there's fiber community. I've gone to the Rose City Yarn Crawl every year since 2015. And yeah, so I guess this is my 10th year doing it. And I have a few vlogs of the Rose City Yarn Crawl if you're interested. And I'm going to try and vlog the Rose City Yarn Crawl again. And I think I'm only doing today. So today is Friday, March 7th. And it's the second day of the yarn crawl, but the first day of the yarn crawl for me, and maybe the only day. I have my knit fit on, which is I'm wearing the Alpine Bloom by Caitlin Hunter. I wanted to sew a skirt, but that didn't happen, so I'm wearing a thrifted skirt. I don't know if you can see it. And our first stop is Knotty Lamb. We also will be meeting up with some of my other fiber friends like Jasmine and Courtney. And so, yeah, I've got a tote bag with yarn, maybe to exchange with like some friends. We'll see. Got my knitting. Yeah, I just need friends and snacks and yarn now.
She was 17 with a dream of finding love again, and put her heart in the arms of someone new. He took advantage of her light, but it wasn't enough. So he running left her in the dark without a clue. Oh, 18 and her life is on the line again. She's popping pills with her friends and sneaking out. She knows that she's wasting all the time with him, but she can't picture him not being around. She said, so why can't we feel something different? We just need to close that distance. Bring me close to you. Don't let go, don't let go. And I hate finding new beginnings. Let's just make toxic commitments. I'm not over you. I can't let go, I can't let go. I was 17 with a dream of finding love again. I'm burnt out and I need somebody new. And I can't believe you're in love with me. Oh, lucky me, I got you right where I wanted to. I was 18 and I wish I didn't lie again, because I don't feel the same being out of town. So I apologize if I'm a mess, cause I can't picture you not being around. I said, but I just need somebody different. I cannot handle that distance. Bring me close to you. Don't let